Hey everybody, this is Mitch.
TD.
And we're back here at the Rocky Bay property here in Gig Harbor, Washington. We wanted to give you guys a breakdown of the pricing. So we've had a lot of interest over this past couple weeks. And the biggest question, of course, is the bottom line, the pricing of the builds themselves. So what we're gonna do is kind of walk around, go through the different aspects. What we did was break down the cost of the budget by division, and we can go over the pricing schema of everything we've got going on here.
Yeah. I think that'd be good. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of questions, and for some of this stuff, Mitch and I were just talking about this. ICF doesn't make sense, and a good example is Sam, a local owner who wants to build a hangar house, and it just doesn't make sense. I mean, you can buy a metal building similar to a metal building we recently erected. It was an 80 by 60, and we bought the building for 90 grand.
Right.
So, you know, install and cement, all that stuff, I mean, who knows? But the bottom line is that includes finishes and insulation. Mm-hmm. It's cheap. It's an R16 building, but if you don't need an insulated, if you're not going to have a heated space like a hangar, why would you spend the money on, you know, an ICF or even a standard framed shop? So it doesn't work for everything, but we did want to go over the pricing. We also wanted to show you the bay is full and chum salmon season. If you are coming to Washington to go fishing, the chum salmon run is on.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're gonna go walk through the house and give you guys a quick breakdown.
All right, so to jump into pricing, obviously ICF building, the biggest question we get, or I guess the most prevalent question we get is, what does ICF cost? So with this building, what we have here is basically a 2,000 square foot building. We do have vaulted ceilings, so you have to take that into effect. It's, I think, 9.5 feet on one side of the house. It's a single pitch roof to, I think, 14 feet roughly on the other side. So we do have the vaulted ceilings, so you could reduce this number. But bottom line is what we're looking at for the ICF forms and bracing, it was about 18 grand. The pumped concrete was 2,000. Rebar anchor bolts was about 12,000. So the total for the walls, including labor, turned out to be about 32,000, which is right around $24 per wall square foot. So you can use that as a jumping off point. That's in this area for these concrete prices, for this rebar price, and at a labor rate somewhere around $30 an hour. So if it's cheaper,
wall square foot is not floor square footage, just to be
yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of things people talk about. Now, typically when we refer to walls, you would refer to lineal foot of a wall to remove that confusion. And you'll also hear people refer to the square foot of a building as it relates to walls. There's a lot of assumptions in there. The height of the wall is the biggest one. When you go up in wall height, especially when you get above standard 10-foot walls, let's say, the packages cost a lot more, especially for timber, because you're talking about a lot longer timber and thicker, or not thicker, but you're definitely stepping into 2x6, but there's some added issues with a stick-built home when you get above 10 feet that have to be coordinated. It just costs more money. ICF walls, it doesn't really cost more money. You're just filling out more concrete. So it costs more money in that you're stacking the wall higher. But the bottom line is, these walls are about $24 per wall square foot. So when you do that, you take your lineal feet of the wall, times it by the height. You can use the average height if it's something like this where it's slopes from one side to the other, and get your wall square footage, and then use $24 a square foot if you're in the Seattle area for a good price per square foot. That does include profit and overhead, whoever your ICF installer is, but that's where we wrap for this building. The rest of the building, we got Division 1. We wanted to give this to you just to kind of get people understanding what they're paying for, but Division 1 is going to be permits, design. You're also talking about equipment rentals, honey buckets, on-site management, in-office project management, all of those direct costs to a project, and that was about $90,000 on this project. We aren't obviously done with it, but we're pretty close. Woods, plastics, composites, that's your rough carpentry, the roof system, finished carpentry, we're about $57,500. Again, that's roof, walls, you know, all your rough carpentry, woods, plastics, and composites, what we have it on here under. Thermal moisture protection, that's the metal roof that we installed. This is a standing seam metal roof, so the warranty on it and the resiliency is there. So we paid a little bit more for that. That was about 15 grand. Installation miscellaneous was about, and waterproofing, vapor barriers, that's the gutters, flashings, all that stuff, that was 14. Openings, that's doors, frames, specialty doors, all that stuff, windows, hardware, knobs, all that stuff, we're about 15,000. Finishes, we got drywall, kitchen tiling, floor covering, which we don't have in yet, but we've got it on here for plug numbers. Floor covering, that's our polymer over the wood, inlay, exterior painting, all that stuff. We're about 10,000 right now. So that gives you a rough idea. At the end of the video, we'll put all these numbers down there so you can get a total. I think we were shooting for 400,000 was our goal, for something like that when we were going in, and that included a lot of things that your normal homeowner's not gonna have. Waterfall, going down in excavation site, your site prep. We also paid for a well here where there was water system we could tap into. So there's some costs that we decided to absorb for the homeowner to control their costs going forward down the road and kind of remove any outside parties that could adjust or fluctuate the costs for the payback or buyback for the investor. So that's it. We can show you around the house and show you what we have done.
Yes.
I think it's paint, siding, we got some tongue and groove. Obviously the paint, we all went one standard color. It's a white on white. It's typical for a rental. The floor's not done yet. And then we've got the tongue and groove and cedar siding from outside as well. It's a little cold, so we haven't gotten any of our concrete work done on the exterior of the building. We're kind of waiting. But this siding, we opted to put this siding in here. It looks like cedar shake, but it's actually a cementitious hardy plank material that we will paint, and it just lasts a lot longer for our purposes as opposed to cedar. This cementitious product we really like. We've used it on a couple homes and we really like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we can move along to the tongue and groove.
Yeah, and again, this tongue and groove is a cedar, so it's gonna mirror the cedar that we did inlays in the floor once we finish it. So that color will pop. We are decided right now. We're looking at doing either some sort of a flagstone, river stone finish on this. We're going back and forth on this one. We're not sure exactly what we're gonna do. That'll cover the fireplace and the barbecue.
And there you have it, everybody. We have the budget for the Rocky Bay build here. I'm gonna break that down for you here at the very end on this last slide. Thanks to everybody that watches these videos. I know we've gained a lot of subscribers. We have over 500 now. We have a lot of YouTube and Facebook followers as well. So if you find this interesting, feel free to subscribe and like. If you really find it interesting, you know anybody that might be interested in the Pacific Northwest area to build a home, feel free to share this video on your Facebook page or via email, whatever it might be. If you have any questions, of course, leave them down in the comments. Hopefully that cleared up a lot of confusion for a lot of people and people can see how it's broken down. So if you have anything else, let us know. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a good day.